Part 2, episode 215.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. It was just delayed. I'm sorry.
Her mind's 3 seconds behind.
I know.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie.
And go ahead.
Thank you for watching. And if this is your first time, thank you for checking us out.
And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back each and every week.
That's who I met the first time when I
okay.
said thank you for watching.
Just so you know, this is not my normal eye. I think some cat hair got on it. So listen to this. Side note, I'm allergic to her cat. She'd think I'd take medicine, but I forget. So I grab a tissue while the tissue is coated in cat hair.
The cat probably sat on the tissue box. I'm not even kidding.
I came into the house and they just gravitated towards me.
We came over here. Sheila sat down. I walked over. One cat's standing in front of her on the table. The other one is sitting in my chair. Just.
It's not like I'm a new person. I
no,
come
they
here
just
every week.
they like friends.
And I love them. That's why
Well.
I get it, but I don't. I can see the redness. I don't know if anyone.
It's pretty red.
Yeah, it's pretty red. I know. So, anyways, a few shout outs. I closed the thread for the June Knitalong, which was socks, because it's July.
And we are going to be, drawing for that at the end of the show.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I think I might have to do a duplicate stitch.
What did you do?
I just noticed this. It's like literally hanging on my thread.
That's not good.
Can you help me later afterwards?
Yep, we'll take care of it. No big. Good thing you saw that before it, let go.
Yeah, sorry.
And we're going to do a new knit-along this month that was suggested by viewer Julia J. Monsters. In
honor of our little monsters being home for the summer.
That's right.
That's what she said. So we were doing monsters. Rebecca Danger has some monsters. No Knit Sherlock, I think is her name, has monsters. Or... not specifically monsters, maybe stuffed toys, little toys, but,
Stuffy
creatures. Yeah, creatures. There's a little bunny, what's his name? He's really cute. A lot of people have been
I know. Is that by Susan B. Anderson?
No, that's by No Knit Sherlock.
Oh, No Knit Sherlock does a bunny, too. There's a bunch of them out there, and the great thing is, for example, Rebecca Danger has a few free patterns like a monster chunk, so that if you don't want to buy a pattern, you can get a free pattern.
Yeah, she's got some cute little bunnies. I've done those.
Yeah.
No matter how big or how small, little monsters, little critters. We're not looking for dolls, the knitted dolls.
No, just
no human-like dolls.
No, just creatures.
Creatures, they could be little animals.
Animals or monster type things, and you can knit them or crochet them.
Yes, because Amigurumi has quite a bit of a selection,
and there
more
are
so
a
than
ton
knitted.
For free.
More so than knitted. Yeah, I'm sure.
I did that Dalek. You could do a Dalek. That's a creature.
Bonbon by, I'm sorry, it's not even Knit Sherlock. It's Bonbon by Susan Claudino.
That's No Knit Sherlock.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought so, but...
See, I always get Susan Claudino confused with Susan B. Anderson because they're both named Susan.
That's Bonbon. So he applies.
Yeah.
But basically, I'm just saying no little knit doll, like a little girl or a little boy.
Yeah, don't do people. It can be creatures.
It can be dogs, cats, bunnies.
It could be a Dalek because that's like a creature.
Zombie. What's the zombie that you did? Remember?
Oh, yeah, that zombie doll. I don't remember. Somebody Loves You? No.
Yeah, something like that.
Voodoo You Love. It was a voodoo doll.
Okay.
But it's it's not a person, it's a creature. It's like a monster. So.
Right. So
that's what you can do.
That's what we're doing. And the light just went out, but actually that looks good.
The sun just went down. Oh. I don't think I turned that light on.
No, we didn't, but that's all right.
Anyway, we're also still running our contest for the Color Wheel Knits by Vera Valimaki, so don't forget to enter that contest thread. So that's it for the shout-outs.
I think I go first?
Yes.
All right. On the dance card, I have made some progress on my generic toe-up 2 strands held together socks. I just did not bring it with me. I am working on something else with it only because it's double knit. It's 2 strands and it's pretty thick. And I think I didn't measure my yarn right, even though I thought I weighed it and all. I don't think the first portion of it's going to match up to where the first sock is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like for me, it's in a timeout because I'm not.
You don't want to deal with that yet?
Well, I'm not going to change it, obviously.
I know, but you just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of disappointment, so it goes in timeout.
Yeah.
But what I did cast on was some Rose City rollers. And, would it have been good to maybe look up who does that? Yeah, it probably would have been good.
Well, you could know it, but it is in the show notes.
Rose City Rollers is by Mara Catherine Briner. Seems to be a popular knit on Instagram right now. I think there is a podcaster who's doing some...
Sock Bunny might be doing it?
Well, she's doing the whole sock thing, but I think starting in June or May, somebody was doing like a Knitalong.
Oh, well.
So what it is, it's an ankle, and basically you just didn't do the cuff. It's a free pattern. I've done socks where I don't do a 2x2 rib cuff, and I got that idea originally from... Remember the podcast? Her name's Sarah, I think. Sugar.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I cannot think of the name.
I want to say it's Sarah.
As soon as you said Sarah, it's gone out of my head. The one with the
Fred yarn.
Yep. Dude, I totally know what you're talking about.
Well, it'll come to us. But she was the one who originally gave me the idea, and then these came out. So these have a heel flap and a gusset decrease, which I just finished on these. This is made out of Opal Cotton, online Super Soft Cotton 100. It's a cotton wool blend. I used this yarn to make knee highs for my husband way back when, and I needed 2 skeins. So this is what I have left. This is actually the second sock. There might be enough to do like a contrasting toe and heel on this.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm, again, all for using it all up. I like it. It's simple enough. It's a great pattern. I have a project half done, which I'll discuss more in the finished objects because I did something different with this one. But it's a sock pattern. If you know how to do socks, then you'll have no problem with this. It's just doing it short. I think I did 15 rows after the cast on of the cuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have actively on the needles because I didn't bring my other item. I do have plans for something else.
Well, that's good. We'll talk about that during
yeah.
future dates.
Yeah.
I have 2 things on the needle. The first thing is I finally worked on my Leyburn socks, which are in Socks That Rock medium weight. It's not, and it's a collection, not an obsession. I can never say that right on the first time. I am just about to turn the heel. So, as you can see, I did do quite a bit this week. And that's because this is Tour de Fleece, so I needed a little break from spinning. And the second thing I have on the needles, sadly in the middle of a row, is my TGV high-speed knitting out of hand spun in the colorway Death to Ovarian Cancer. That got a little bit of work done on it this week, but not much. This one, I might even be ready to start turning the heel now. I have my one of my sock rulers.
Looks a little short.
Now I do 7. Yeah, 7 is where I do it. 7 with a little ease.
I see that.
So otherwise, it's because when you wear them, they stretch a little bit. I like a little negative ease.
Yeah, I don't think I put enough negative ease on mine. I should, but I don't.
Oh, well, I could probably go a quarter of an inch before I start.
I'd hate for it to be too short, but hey, what do I know?
I could actually
measure it against the.
Well, I can just count how many.
How many crosses you did?
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8. I think.
8 up to the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to be on the 8th one. So do one more repeat, one more pattern row or I'll do the next thing, and then I'll be able to do it. I forgot. That was my whole point of this. I was going to do that before I started the heel. So, all right. So that's good. Those are my two things actively on
I don't think you actually showed the...
I showed that one.
No,
you just didn't see it. I showed it quick. There's not much to say about it.
You didn't really work
I'm
on
about, maybe for a couple hours, I'm about ready to start the edging.
Oh, okay.
I have like maybe 2 more ounces to knit so maybe like 4 more rows before I start the edging. Otherwise, that's it for my boring on the dance card. Sorry.
That's all right. Rate your date. So I don't have a full date to rate. I do have a project half done, and it's the Rose City Rollers again. And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because I am one who likes to try different things sometimes. So one of my knitting goals this year was to try new things. And I've done a couple of things. I can't remember what I did before, but I know I've done something. So every now and again I try and knit. So how do we knit? Continental?
We knit English style.
English, okay. So every now and again I try continental knitting.
Yeah.
Because A, it's supposed to be faster. And B, I'm hoping to put less wear and tear on my thumb. So every now and again I try it. Obviously, I'm not as fast with it as I am regular. But the other thing I did on this one, so here's my project half done. I really like the striping on this. I love the colors of this. Obviously, I bought it, but I really like it. And I noticed that I have to fix a stitch over here before it gets too bad. You guys can't see it. So on this one, I did a typical slip stitch heel, where you slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, purl back. I'm not a big fan of purling, but because this has become such a, how do I want to say, routine. I was reading in one of the project pages that somebody said she doesn't like purling, so she decided, and I've heard this before, to do the slip stitch on the purl side. So you slip a stitch, you purl one, slip one, purl one, slip one, and then knit on the other side. I'm like, all right, let me try that. Couple of things. A, when you're into a routine, it's very hard to break that routine. No matter how much you may hate purling. I'm going to put this on a sock blocker so you can see.
Did you keep purling back and then be like, oh, I got to go
Once I did that. Once. Like, son of a gun. But I found it, for me, and I'm not saying this for everyone, a little bit more awkward because I think it is more that you get into a routine. Yeah. So when I get to the heel, I just knit, knit one, slip one. It became a routine. As much as I didn't like purling,
yeah, it had to work hard to get it.
And I don't know if because the slip stitch on the purl side didn't knit as flowingly as it would on the regular side.
Or it was just slightly different muscle memory, maybe.
It wasn't so much a muscle. It was just, I don't want to say even it was twisted wrong, but it just felt different when I was trying to knit it. I couldn't mindlessly knit it like I would normally. And there is a slight difference, and you'll see, like, some of this is almost like, because I screwed up.
Yeah.
It's almost, not screwed up, but I almost did a partridge heel.
Right.
Not intending to, because for some reason I would miss my purling. So they look slightly different. Not a lot. Not enough to... This is more pronounced. Now, that may have something to do with my knitting tension.
Yeah, your tension of your knits versus your tension of your pearls.
Right. I think with my pearls, I tend to knit tighter.
Maybe that's why they felt different when you went to pick up the slips.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pulling too hard when I come to the... Because when you're slipping knit-wise... No. I don't know. I think it has something to do with my knitting tension, not so much the technique. But it's slightly different. And I also found picking up the stitches for the gusset to decrease, which I know you hate. They didn't sit right because you're slipping the stitch. Even though you're slipping them the same way that you would normally, it just didn't sit right. Right. So I may keep trying it because I'm all for, like I said, I don't like to purl. It does, it hurts my thumb. But other than that, I really like this. I will definitely do this pattern again. I didn't try to match up my stripes. Not on something like this. This is faux ferrule. They
came out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're close enough so that it's not like you'd
Yeah,
say
they're going to be
two
fraternal. I
different
mean, it's definitely not two different socks. They fit nice. I used my handy dandy ruler. If you think I could remember how much, yeah, right.
Which one, the wooden one?
No, well, I did both.
Because the wooden one would be good for figuring out where to start the heel, right?
Figuring out where to start the toe.
Oh.
Because you put the heel to here and measure up to your size.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But the wooden one also has inches on it, too.
Yeah.
Which, we said it was accurate, but I got to try it again. I don't have it with me. It's next to my knitting nook at home. But I like this pattern.
I've just been using this one because it's in my bag.
Yeah, no, I like that one too. This, I did a lot of, I tried to do a lot of knitting yesterday, but I was kind of busy at work. Hence, work.
Yeah, working.
It puts a really mojo in my knitting, I swear. So that's my project half done. I'm hoping to have this done by next week. I am working this weekend.
Oh, so it might get done.
No,
Depending
because
on
I'm
where you
working.
work.
No, I'm working at the hospital.
Oh.
I never. The only time I knit at the hospital, I think one of your flies is still alive. Sorry. Well, the only time I get to knit while I'm at the hospital is at lunch, and lately I haven't been doing that. We've been taking short lunches. But I have Friday off, and I'm not sure.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, my son has a doctor's appointment, just an annual for Max, which I wanted to be there for. I didn't go last year.
Yeah.
I was gonna do something with him, and I can't remember what I was gonna do. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have for projects done or half done.
I do not
Rating
have
dates.
any projects to rate, but I do have a whirlwind romance to discuss because it is day
4.
4. That is right. Day 4 of Tour de Fleece. So the first part of the tour, I finished up spinning this Abby Francomont bat and made this. I did not enjoy spinning this, and I'm going to talk about why. It has nothing to do with Abby Francomont's prep of the bat. The bat was very nicely prepped. I know sometimes things are awful to spin because they're like, the prep is bad or they've been stored badly and they get like felted a little bit. This had more to do with the fiber content. This was it was 80% fine wool, 15% tussa silk, and 5% nylon. And because of I don't know if it's the way that I Z-stripped the bat, but there were some sections where there was an awful high concentration of nylon. I don't like spinning nylon. I don't like the way it feels.
Oh.
I don't like the way that it spins. I felt like I had to really struggle in that section. The rest of it, when I wasn't having a high concentration of nylon, spun fine. Like, it spun easily. And I found myself just, like, trying to get done really quickly. So, as a result, I only spun it on, it was only 2 ounces. I spun it on 1 bobbin, and I 3-plied it. And I 3-plied it with extra twist. I don't usually put this much twist in my 3-ply, but I wanted to see if I liked my 3-ply with higher twist. I don't. So it was just like an experiment spin, because at that point I was like, I'm done with the yarn. Like, I just don't care about it. It's about 150 yards of sport weight.
What are you going to do with it?
Throw it in the stash. I don't want to knit with it. I don't like the way that the colors came out. They really...
What was your initial bat?
Red. Mostly red with a little orange and a little navy.
I don't remember.
It's in my project page, and I just... It wouldn't be so muddy if I hadn't 3-plied it. I 3-plied it because I just wanted it to be done.
Okay.
I didn't want to, like, start a second... I knew after spinning about an ounce of this that I wasn't enjoying it. And so it just kind of became me wanting to get it done. If I really wanted to do a nice yarn from 2 ounces, I would have done a 2-ply on 2 separate bobbins. I would have spun it a little more finer, and I would have 2-plied them together. I would have gotten like 350 yards. I just wanted it to be done, so I end plied it to get a 3-ply, and I didn't bother to spin it really fine because I just wanted it to be done. So I don't want people to think that I'm saying Abby bats are bad. They're beautifully prepared. I just have
Didn't like
learned.
the nylon.
No, and I think it might have been the way. I think maybe Z-stripping this bat caused that to happen.
Oh, that's right.
It might have been better if I hadn't used that manner to. If I had just pulled pieces off, I think it might have been better. So, yeah, live and learn. But that's done. And my goal during Tour de Fleece, I'm on Team Acreworks, so I am slowly moving my sweater yarn onto these bobbins. So in order to start doing that, I plied some that I had together. I had this already spun from last year. And on the wheel right now, I am spinning the navy blue part of it. And just so you can know what I'm talking about, this yarn is 2 plies of a navy blue blend, which is blended from 3 different navy blues from 3 different dyers that I happen to have in my stash. Well, 2 of them were in my stash, and then I had diabolical yarn do a little more, so I had enough. And then the 3rd ply is 2 different dyers, Frabjous Fibers and Into the World. I pulled the colors apart in them, and I randomly pick a color out of the bag, and so it's running through as the 3rd ply. Those, you can see the little flashes of color in that. And the colors that are in it are purple, blue, green, and yellow, and of varying shades. And so what I'm doing right now is I have an Acreworks bobbin on the wheel. I've spun about 1 ounce of the blue. When I get enough to match up what I still have remaining on my other bobbins, I'll ply more onto this until all of the existing singles that I have are used up, and then I'll start to spin solely on my Acreworks bobbins. Because my goal is to use all of my bobbins as well as to try to finish this sweater's worth of yarn. So that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
I'm enjoying it. I didn't post any progress for yesterday because I didn't really do anything yesterday.
Oh, all right.
I didn't make any significant progress. So I'll probably post tonight for the 3rd and 4th day as one thing. As much as I like spinning, and I have been spinning quite a bit, I have a lot to get done this week because I'm going away tomorrow. So I haven't, like last night.
Taking your wheel with you?
Yeah, I'm going to spin when I'm on vacation, but it's, you just get busy, and I just didn't have time to do very much on the wheel. So that's that.
Future dates?
Future dates.
So I cast on the Color Affection shawl with 3 different brand names of yarn. Blue Moon,
String Theory Fiber Arts.
String Theory, and
It was, I know exactly what it was. It was that blue, no, it was that wine one. You want wine with that.
yeah.
And
So Blue Moon in a gray color, Handmade and Fine Casbah sock, Wine for Roses, it's a burgundy, and then String Theory hand dyed Caper sock, which is Bye Bye Blues. These are the 3 colors. So sorry, my thing all of a sudden just did something. I'm like, what'd it do?
You pulled a me on that.
Those are the colors.
They're pretty.
It's dark, so I'm gonna do the gray. I think we did the gray, blue, red.
Yeah.
From basically light to dark. So I was feeling it's medium weight. They're pretty much equal. It felt tight to me, so I'm gonna rip out. I don't like how I'm doing it, and honestly, I stopped so long ago. I don't remember where I am.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rip out the gray and do it on a larger size needle. I gotta start getting it ready because it's probably gonna be my vacation knitting.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Because it's mindless enough. So that means I'll have to wind the ball. I probably will still have a sock on the needle, but I'm gonna rip that out. And I was looking at other shawls. I was thinking about the Neon Beast, which is by Vera No. Same person. Yeah, Vera Valimaki. She did the color affection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She does something called Neon Beast. But I really like how the construction of the color affection is, because you're doing short rows and you're not feeling like you're doing a gazillion stitches on one needle at a time. Not until the very end. And I really like how mine fits. I really like how mine fits. It's one of my favorite shawls, so I'm going to do that one again. So, but I got to rip out what I have, and I'll probably do that as soon as these socks are finished.
Cool.
What about you?
My future dates, well, I still have to make that headband. My sister-in-law said she was going to get her membranes stripped yesterday.
Ow.
And I was like, she's only 37 weeks.
Why is she getting her membrane stripped so early?
She was going to ask if she can have them stripped. I said, nobody's going to strip your membranes until you're at least 2 weeks before your due date. And some places will do them at 38.
Why?
She wants to have the baby.
No, I understand that, but why would they do it? Because if it's not cooked, it's not cooked.
Well, this was my feeling, but I didn't say that. I just said I don't think they're going to do it before 38 weeks. Because I remember when I was having serious health problems at the end of my pregnancy with my son, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. What was secretly wrong with me is I was having heart failure, but nobody... That's not an obvious thing that happens to somebody who's pregnant, so nobody was looking for that. But they were telling me, we don't want to take him before your scheduled C-section, because they scheduled my C-section at 38 weeks. And before that point in time, their lungs can be slightly underdeveloped, and they end up having to stay in the hospital. So they did not...
But Zachary.
Yes.
That's part of the problems of what happened.
They do not want that to happen to babies. So I was pretty confident that they were not going to strip her membranes, but... it's her second baby. It is not unusual. I know I had my first baby 2 weeks early. And now, I went into labor with her 2 weeks early. My second one was scheduled. And that's why they scheduled me 2 weeks early, because they figured if they didn't want me to go into labor with him.
Yeah, most C-sections, they schedule a slightly bit earlier. Zachary was scheduled earlier, but he actually decided he wanted to come even earlier.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine, like you said, at 37 weeks they would have let her.
Weeks.
No.
So she went in and she asked. They said no. I was like, I told you. But that made me realize that I really do need to get that headband knit. So this weekend I'm going to knit that headband. I'm just going to get it done. It should only take me like an hour.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of knitting. I'm like, haven't done it yet. So the baby headband is my future date.
Anything after that? Or just focus on spinning?
I am, right now, until Tour de Fleece, I don't want to cast on anything new, because it takes time. It'll, lure me away from doing spinning. So I'm just going to focus on, I was, already thinking, I should bring some yarn to cast something on when I go away this weekend. And I was like, no, that's a dumb idea. I should bring my wheel and just the things I already have. Because, when you start something new, it's like, woohoo!
Well, that's what happened with these.
So I just don't want to even go there.
That's funny. Baubles and Bling?
Yeah.
So is the only thing we have the same?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got this lovely package from...
Mom Crochet.
Which is Tanya.
Tanya. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you very much. So she sent us this lovely little shawl pin. We each got one.
Oh, mine looks like it's white.
It's green.
It's green. It's hard to tell. There you go. Wow.
Mine's blue with a couple of crystals.
Mine's glowing white. No, it's there. Maybe if we go there, you can see it now.
It's a light green.
It's kind of pearlescent, so it is literally sucking the light. It looks like it has it could melt your brain.
You are now with the twist. You are now under our power.
But this is to a shawl pin. You twirl it into your shawl. I love it.
I wish I had one.
They're handmade, which I thought was super nice. And she sent us each some tea, white ginger pear tea.
A quietly exotic and alluring blend of white tea and pear, balanced with a note of ginger. A delicate infusion with a naturally sweet finish.
I might drink this tonight.
I was thinking that as I might do that when I go home.
So thank you so much. I love this.
It's really nice and very sweet of you to do that for us. Thank you very much.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty. And that's the only Baubles and Bling I think I have.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, I didn't buy anything this week.
Next week is probably a whole nother story.
Well, I don't know if we're going to do much fiber-related shopping, but we're definitely going to do some shopping. So, crushes and heartbreaks.
Crushes and heartbreaks. Trying to think. So it was 4th of July. Happy 4th, everyone.
If you're in the U.S.
In the U.S., I'm sorry. And it was Canada Day if you're not. And
Happy Canada Day.
for the
Belated
Canadians.
Canada Day.
We have a carnival in our town. I took my sons to the carnival. That was always fun. The only good thing is that you pay for tickets so that I don't actually have to go on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do well with rides. They don't like me very much. So we had fun there. Zachary
Sure had
was
fun on that roller coaster ride. I should post.
No.
I'm going to post that picture right here. That was so funny.
Here you are thinking I'm having a good time. And I'm fearful for my life.
We just have to say, if you didn't see this episode, we went to Six Flags one year when my kids were away at my parents' house. I went with Sheila's family, and we went on the new Superman
It was
ride.
called Bizarro, I think.
Bizarro, yeah. And it was like this. We waited in line forever, like 2 hours or something.
Yeah, it was close to that.
crazy.
So, if anyone's ever been on a roller coaster, there's usually handlebars or something to grab onto.
It's usually like a bar here
Yeah,
or
or
a
here.
thing here.
Which I've been on many rides where you go here and I
Right.
hold on for dear
They
life.
usually even have like the handles that you can hang on.
Oh, yeah.
This had nothing.
Nothing. It just had a foam pad that came up, and I'm like,
And then there was like a smooth thing that you could like.
I'm like, when
touch,
when
but
we
there was-
sat in it, I'm like, something's not right.
We were like,
I'm
what do you
like-
hang on?
So we start going up the hill. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. And she's over here having her
I
grand
love
old time.
roller coasters. I was like,
And we're at the top, and I said to myself, I am going to die. That was my mind thought for the whole entire ride.
I'm going,
We
"Woo!"
bought the picture.
We bought the picture because it's so funny. That's the picture that I'm gonna put in here. So yeah, that's.
I don't have issues with roller coasters. I really, really don't.
It was.
I love
it
them.
was. I mean, that was scary, but I knew that we couldn't fall out of it. So
I know that we can't fall out of it.
I was like, yay! Wow, this is awesome.
I just kept thinking my husband and my kids are going to be left alone.
And then when I turned to her at the end of the ride, I realized she wasn't having a good time.
Here I am screaming for my life. She's laughing.
I'm like, this is awesome! Oh my god, that was so
Did you have so
funny.
much fun? She looks over at me. She's like, you okay? I'm like, no.
I'm like, ooh, she wasn't. And then when I saw the picture, I'm like, we have to buy the picture. Oh.
You'll have to send it to me again. You keep saying you're going to send it. I don't have it.
Oh, I have it. I'll give you the full picture and the blow up of our faces so you can really see how we
yay.
look.
Thanks. My God, I hated that. Oh.
So, sorry to interrupt. So, you went to the 4th of July.
Yeah, I don't do rides because of that anymore. Part of it. I really believe it was nighttime. That had a lot to do with it. Because I've been on...
I think the big thing was that there was nothing to hang on to.
So I've been
scary.
on Untamed at Canopy Lake several times.
Yeah.
And that's not as bad a Bizarro, but it's one of those that goes up and then it actually goes beyond... like 90 degrees, it goes under and
Right.
out. I've been on that several times, but there's something to hold.
Yeah.
I've been on it during the day, and I've been on it at night, and the nighttime I don't do as well as the day, because you have no idea what the heck you're getting into. So I had to work Saturday. I worked for a friend who's switched weekends for me, so I did her a favor, and I feel bad. She ended up being
Sick.
in the hospital. No, it's another friend. So it starts off last week that one of my coworkers was rushed to the ER because her blood sugar was 15.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, she's a diabetic. So then I worked for her. It just happened to be that I was working for her. I come home. My kids are still at the playground. I'm like, yeah. I mean, not the playground, at the carnival with my husband. A different day. It was family day. And I'm like, yeah, a couple hours by myself. Well, then I get a phone call. Max doesn't feel well. because he went on a ride too many times, which is fine. And then Sunday we had a good.
Did he throw up in a bowl?
No, I guess he was feeling nauseous. He can't throw up.
Oh, that's right. I want that model.
He just dry heaves. My son had something called my oldest had something called a fundoplication done, where they take your esophagus and wrap it around they take your stomach and wrap it around your esophagus, because he had severe reflux when he was younger.
Yeah.
He was losing weight.
They thought Jack had that. He was tested for it, but he didn't. But
So he had that, and then he had a pyloric stenosis, which means your stomach doesn't. But my kids are screwed up.
That's what they thought. My son had pyloric stenosis.
Where your stomach doesn't empty quick enough. So not only was my son throwing up, he was throwing up
everything.
like 3 hours dinner.
Yeah.
Like it was horrible. So he cannot really vomit. He kind of dry heaves. When he was younger, he's like, why won't it come up? I'm like, yeah, sorry about that.
I need that model. I wonder if they can do that to Jack now.
No. It's not pleasant.
No, that would not be fun for him.
So he calls. So I had a great Saturday, even working. We had a lot of fun, actually. We all brought in food. And I showed a picture of all the food that we brought in. It was like the nations, because we had somebody bring in Chinese food, we had somebody bring in Haitian food, and somebody bring in Vietnamese food, and then me and the other white girl.
Oh wait, you're white. You're not Asian.
Never been Asian. Me and the other white girl, as you can call it. She brought in chicken wings, and I brought in a pasta salad. It was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, there was another person who brought in veggies and dips. So Sunday we went down to my sister-in-law's. That's always fun. And Monday I come into work, and my other coworker's out sick. She was rushed to the hospital for an appendix. So that's 2 of my coworkers. Then a third one today, her son went to the emergency room because they thought he had chickenpox. He doesn't. But that's now 3 of my coworkers who've been in the emergency room.
That's
so
crazy.
hopefully we're done.
Yeah, I
Three's
hope.
a charm. Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say. Comes in threes.
So yeah, that's always fun. But I'm trying to think what else. I had something I was thinking about. I'm like, oh, I gotta write that down. I didn't write it down. I apologize. Needless to say, my weekend was. It is what it is. I yelled at my boys yesterday, though.
Why?
Well, I was at an offsite, so I worked different hours, 8 to 4:30. And I had to do grocery shopping, and I come home, and I wrote a note, empty the dishwasher and restack the dishes.
They didn't do it?
I came home at about 5:30, 5:45, and it wasn't done. I yelled at them. I played the guilt card.
I would have yelled at them, too, because that's really annoying.
I played the guilt card. I said, Mama and Daddy work over 8 hours a day.
So that you can have fun.
No.
That's what I would have laid that on.
I said, all I ask you is to do one thing that takes maybe 10 minutes out of your day. So Max gets it, Zachary maybe not. But I mean, I also have 2 young strapping boys. I bring in the groceries, I don't do anything else. They unload the groceries. I'm like, you can do it.
That's great.
You can bring them up. I have my oldest son bring down the laundry now too. I'm like, I'm not busting my back anymore.
Oh,
That's
my daughter does her own laundry.
Yeah, I gotta get him to do that.
The best.
We're getting there. He's been doing laundry because get this. So I ask him to do laundry, and I always say, when you're doing laundry, make sure whatever's in the wash gets put in the dryer. And I asked him last week, you put it in the dryer, right? Yeah. So it comes Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it was. I'm like, you got those clothes in the dryer, right? No. I'm like, if you had told me clearly that when I asked you the first day, I would have went down and done it myself.
Right.
Now I have to rewash it.
Because it gets all smelly.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, is that all your...
Well, I went to not a diet doctor. I went to a medical doctor, and I am now trying to eat better.
Well,
less carbs. I've been doing good.
Good.
I got some almonds here in my pocket that I'm getting a little bit. I'm one of those that I got to talk to them. I kind of have to cut out carbs because I'm not the halfway point. But at the same time, I got to have a little bit because I'm going to crash.
Yeah, and they say it's not good to completely cut out carbs.
And I try not to, but...
There's like a percentage of your diet that should be carbs.
Yeah, he wants me 150 grams or less. His goal for me, my first goal is to lose 12 pounds. I don't know if it's before I see him or before I see a nutritionist. But I think that's a doable goal.
Hmm.
And then we'll, continue on our other goals. Basically, I gotta I gotta get blood work. I think I sucked in a hair. So I have to get blood work done. All right, this is an event. It's with a different hospital. It's not with the hospital that I work for, even though they are affiliated. This other hospital, I guess, bought our hospital? I'm not exactly sure how it works, but they're affiliated. Their lab is not open the same hours as ours. So I said, can I get this done where I work?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really communicate with each other. And I'm like, because we're not on the same system yet.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but I can easily have them fax the results over. Well, we really would prefer you to do this. Well, this was over a week ago. I still haven't had the labs because their hours are 7 a.m.
Oh.
I'm like, I am in work at 6 a.m. And I have to fast.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to try and do it Friday. But I'm like, if I could have done this at my own, it would have been done by now. Because I don't get to eat breakfast until like 8:30. Like, whatever, fine, just wait for the results.
That's annoying.
Pissy. But I'm doing good. I have people in work that are helping me. Because I'm there 8 hours a day, so you kind of need the support. I'm not one. Actually, my biggest downfall is when I get home.
Yeah, because I'm one of those people. My problem is I don't eat anything all day, and then I eat too much in the afternoon and evening. Because I'm so busy during the day, I don't eat. And then when I do eat, I'm really hungry.
And you just
so I overeat. Yeah, and I grab like quick. Whatever's quick.
Yeah, he gave me some ideas on how to get things prepared. He seems like a really nice guy. I walk in there, really down to earth. Maybe more hippie-ish than anything. But he's sitting on one of those balls instead of a chair. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he seems really nice. He didn't judge me. And
he wasn't fat shaming you. He was concerned about your health. Yeah.
He's like, he goes, he explains, the 5% of your weight loss will reduce this within like 80%. I'm like, all right. And really, I mean, it's common sense. If you eat a lot of processed food, it's really not good for you. And he's like, your kids don't need it. So yesterday when I went shopping, I only bought like 2 bags of chips. That was the only crap food I bought. Because, my kids don't need it. But they're not going to eat vegetables. They do. They eat vegetables and fruit. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you do crave something a little starchy. So today we're doing pork chops. And I'm going to have a half a cup of rice. So I'm not cutting it out altogether. I'm just trying to
cut it down.
He wants 150 grams or less.
Well, may I recommend Spark People? Because it's a very
I'm
good
doing,
application.
They sent me an email for whatever they have. I'll tell you in a minute. Health Track?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, Health Track. It's not bad. I think I need them to help me explain it a little bit. But it's not bad. So I've been doing hard-boiled eggs. I don't mind those. Those are just kind of.
I love hard-boiled eggs.
I bought some Canadian ham. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be good. What I might do is tonight I'm eating my carbs in the evening. Maybe maybe Friday, I'll have like an egg sandwich. Because if you can have like a low-calorie English muffin or whatever. But he also gave ideas of doing a flatbread wrap with peanut butter on it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good. So I got those. My son's looking at them like, what? I'm like, yeah, just for a quick snack. A grab-and-go snack.
Yeah,
you make up some, and you just have them all wrapped up.
One of the things that I love are those sandwich rounds. Have you seen those sandwich rounds?
Yes, you can use them for hamburger buns and
those
everything.
Are great.
They're like 80 calories or something.
Yes, and actually, you know what I use for a hamburger bun now? Is a tortilla.
Oh, like a wrap?
Just a tortilla, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I put 2. You know why? Because there's so much less bread. Sometimes when you eat a hamburger, it's like too filling because of all the bread, and I just want to have the hamburger, but I don't want to just have a open-faced burger on my plate, so I put it in a tortilla.
I will say, so yesterday I brought my own lunch, and I did fairly good. By the time I got home at 6, I was starving.
Yeah.
I bought 2 packages of the light cheese sticks, and I opened one up real quick and ate it when I got home. And then we had done roasted chicken because I knew I wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
I did inhale some pieces of chicken skin, which is a no-no.
Oh, yeah.
But I figured it was protein.
Sort of. Some of it was protein,
It's
I'm
protein.
sure.
It's not carbs. It's more fat than anything. But yeah, I ate. Oh, plus it's Market Basket roasted chicken. It's delicious.
I know.
Oh.
I love those. Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, they're so good. So today what I had is I had a little bit of salad with roast beef on it.
Yum.
Sorry, interruption from my kids. So I had a salad with roast beef and balsamic and a little bit of oil.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
Cheese
just
stick.
realized on my sock, I don't know how many stitches I had on the heel. This is a non-standard number. I have to count because I'm like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9. So 10. It's an odd number. And I just wanted to double check that before I did it in case I hadn't let it be 11. I couldn't remember.
Right.
But
I tend to do my heels a little smaller. Do you?
I do. Toe? Yeah, I do 10. 10 is my normal. And my toe, I do 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it that way.
So I've talked a lot, so I think I'm done.
Well, let's see. My crushes and heartbreak. Number 1, let me talk about this. You may have noticed that I have a
reddish
hoochie mama stripe on my hair.
I
don't know.
Mama.
I have my hair. It just reminds me of those people that have really dark hair and then they get like a bleach stripe. My hair is bleached out here. And right here a little bit too. And the reason for that is that I am going to let the front part of my hair go gray. Because I am beginning my hair dye exit strategy as of now. I'm tired of paying all the money that I do every 4 weeks to get my hair done. I'm tired of wasting time at the hairdresser every month. I'm just tired of it.
How much do you spend time-wise there?
It's usually 2.5 to 3 hours. It's just, and it's once a month, and I'm just tired of it. But I don't want to have frumpy, weird, growing out hair. So we're kind of trying to come up with, we brainstormed, me and my hairdresser, to come up with some ways that I could ease into gray hair where it wouldn't have to be all at once. So I am going to actually have stripes. I keep forgetting it's here, just the front part of my hair. We're just going to let it go natural. But in order to do that, we have to bleach out the stuff that's dyed. So I was telling Sheila, where is it? Sorry, this is a reverse mirror. This part right here is my natural hair color. And some of it under here is my natural hair color. You can see where it's white. The rest of it is bleached, and because I've been dyeing my hair for so long, we have to bleach it a couple of times over the next couple of months to get the rest of it that's been dyed to be the same color. But once the front part is natural, then I'm going to live with that for a while. And then I'm going to think about maybe letting the back go natural slowly. Like I might use temporary dye, or something, or I might just let it go because if the front of my hair is like that, you won't be noticing the stripe at my scalp so much. If the front will that's like the focus. So I got this idea, by the way, from the movie Keeping the Faith. Anne Bancroft played the mom. And she had, her hair was like a dark color, and then she just had two, a skunk stripe in the front of her little hair. And I was like, I like the way that looks. And it framed her face, so that was nice. And it was natural, but without going all the way. And I was like, that would be a good intro. I'll see how I look with gray hair then. And my hair isn't really gray, though. The hair that I have is white. It's white. So, and I also have this problem where I'm only white on this part of my head.
Right.
All my hair isn't white. Just I have a really wide skunk stripe. So I'm just going to make a small one in the front of my head and go from there. But that's why I have this right here. which I don't mind. I
No,
think it's
looks
kind of
fun.
cool. But everybody's like, what did you do? Because this is kind of like, I don't usually go for something this drastic, but I was like, that's what it's got to be. And it can only go in increments because literally my hair will burn off if we try to get it all the way down in one go. And I would prefer not to have that happen. So that's about that. So that's a crush, and it's a crush because I'm glad that I'm finally doing something about it, and it's kind of a heartbreak because
you have to do something
I have
about
to. Well, just because it's going to take a few months before it looks the way that I want it to. I just have to live with it, but I've never been someone who like frets about their appearance. So I'm just like, whatever, I can live with it like this for a couple months. It's not going to kill me. So that's one crush and heartbreak. My other crush and heartbreak combo, my kids are still at my parents' house, and that's been really great because my husband and I have been eating out like in restaurants we can't go to. So we had Szechuan one night in Billerica.
Where?
At Szechuan.
Is there a little hole in the wall?
It's not really a hole in the wall. It's a nice. I mean, it's not. It's like in a strip mall, but it's nice. It's like clean.
Is it the one next to O'Connor Highway?
Maybe. I don't know. It's in a little tiny strip mall with like 4 stores, and it's on the end. And it's called Szechuan.
I think Cam likes to go there because that's more authentic Chinese food that he.
Well, they have dried chicken with chili, which is it's like Szechuan peppercorn chicken. It's like this cut up pieces of chicken that are fried, but dry fried. So it's almost like popcorn chicken with very light breading on it. That's it's very crispy. And then they're soaked with the chili and Szechuan chili pepper. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Just talking about it, my mouth is watering. But my kids don't really like that kind of. Their stuff is pretty spicy. I mean, they have a few things, but Jim and I only go there when we don't have the kids. So we went there. We went to Papagayo Mexican restaurant on Route 1. They just opened. That was excellent.
Was it?
Apparently, there are other, I think it's like a chain or something. But
I've heard the name.
Really good. And we went there because the kids don't really.
Like Mexican?
It's just not something that they would. They could probably find something to eat there. Plus, you know how On the Border is like more of a family restaurant? This is like up from that level. It's more like an adult restaurant. I mean, people had kids there, but it's definitely not a family restaurant. And then on Friday, we went up to Essex and we got fried clams at Farnham's. Yes, those were so good. And Jim had the fried shrimp and fried scallops, and those were really good too. The scallops were so sweet.
I bet.
And then on Saturday, we went out to dim sum at China Pearl in Leyburn with my sister and brother-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then on Sunday, I think we took a break. Monday, we just ordered pizza, I think. We haven't cooked. Any. Oh, no. On the 4th of July evening, we had a barbecue. We barbecued here, just the two of us. And tonight he's going to make chicken piccata. So
that's what I got to show.
So it'll be good. But that's kind of a crush and a heartbreak. We've been eating really crappy food all week. But it's like we have to get all the restaurants that we can go to. And
yeah, absolutely.
My kids are not going to be home until the 19th, so I still have another week.
Nice.
My big crush, this is my big news. On Friday of last week, I called up the inspector who has refused to return my contractor's calls. And he never called me back. So I went over his head and I called the company, which is what my insurance adjuster had told me to do. My contractor has been trying to get in touch with him for a month. So I call and they forward me to this lady, and she's like, I don't want to make you feel bad, but this is not how it's supposed to be taken care of. She's like, the reason he never called you back is because they're not supposed to have any contact with the customer after we do the handoff to the insurance company. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, who told you to call him? And so I said, well, I talked to the insurance company. And she said, the adjuster told you that? I said, I have never actually spoken to my adjuster. My adjuster's some woman named Esther or something like that. A name like Esther. And I've never spoken to her directly. I've only ever spoken to an assistant that's not her. And the woman said, that's the problem. Commerce got so slammed. This woman's in Tennessee. I'm talking to some woman in Tennessee. She's like, they got so slammed, they had to call people from other divisions of their company. So there are people working in there that don't, they don't know how to do house claims. They work in car or they work, and she said, that's really awful. And she said, let me look up your thing. She's like, oh my gosh, this has been going on since March. I said, you don't even know. I interviewed 6 guys. I finally got an estimate that's close to what the insurance company gave me. And I said, and this guy is the closest one, and he's over by $1,000, and I don't want to pay $1,000 to have work done that's supposed to be covered. I want them to cover it. And she was like, that is ridiculous. And I said, I'm not trying to take it out on you, but I feel like the insurance company has really dropped the ball. And then I just started to cry a little bit, and I was like, I have a hole in my kitchen ceiling. It just really, because I was like, I can't believe I have to start from the beginning. And she's like, you don't. Send me that estimate, and I'm just going to push it through, and they're going to pay for it.
Good.
I got a call today. They're sending me a check.
Good.
It's done. My contractor, Nando, is going to start the project in August. It's going to be done.
Yeah, we got a phone call of them saying that they were 4 or 5 weeks behind. I'm going to see, this was back in June, and they haven't called us yet since. So I'm going to see if, fine, they're 4 or 5 weeks behind, but can we at least schedule something?
Like a date so you know?
Yeah. So my husband's off the second week of August, so he's hoping that maybe we can schedule that.
Yeah, Nando's doing it in August. It might be bumped up if he gets a cancellation, but I told him book us because I have the money. Everything's paid for. So, yay, that's finally done. And my other big crush is that I'm going to Maine for the weekend to visit my friend Lois.
Good for you.
We made a last minute. We were kind of chatting, and she was telling me her husband was going out of town, and I said, why don't I come up?
Yeah, because your husband's out.
Yeah, my husband's going away for the weekend with his guy friends. I'm like, why don't I come up? So I'm driving up tomorrow, and I'm coming back on Monday. Cool. And I'm super excited because I love going up to Maine. So that's all my crushes and heartbreaks.
I have one heartbreak that I forgot to mention. And so I'm notoriously one to forget things on the grill. Not really forget. Get distracted. So I tend to keep whatever's on the grill on low.
Yeah.
So I turned it on low, and then it wasn't cooking, so I turned it slightly up and got distracted by a neighbor. Anyone who follows me on Instagram has seen this. This is not pretty. I was cooking sausages and hot dogs. Hot dogs are on the top. Sausages are on the bottom.
Not that you could tell. Is that a black and white photo?
No.
It looks like a black and white photo. That ought to give you...
It is ash. The sausages were solid. I threw them out. The hot dogs were completely ash.
That's awful.
I really don't know what happened. My husband's like, you left them unattended. I'm like, I didn't. Well, I did, but they were on low, but apparently not low enough. So I'm entrusted to grill again today. I'm doing pork chops. Those will be on low. So people are like, did you go out and order dinner? I'm like, no, I went out and got more sausages because I was craving sausages. You know what I mean? This was the second attempt, which is much better. My husband still thought they were burned, but I like them on the crispier side. They're sausages. I want to make sure they're done. I don't want to have...
Well, the first ones were done.
Oh, my God. Sure. You know, when I walked back from talking to my neighbor, I looked at the grill. I said, something's not right. Because I think honestly what happened is they were slightly above low, but I think a grease fire happened.
Maybe, because that's great.
Because the top of the grill was now, like, you can tell when it got too hot. You know the red thing that says, oh, it's nice and warm?
Yeah.
Our needle hasn't been working all year. Yeah, that was black.
Well, the other thing is the stuff that's up higher was like toast. So
Yeah,
something happened.
Yeah, I think there was a grease fire that I didn't pay attention to. So, yeah, that was a little grill
So
mishap.
kids, don't be like Sheila when you grill up.
So now I just make sure I set my timer all the time to check it. Because it's hard when you're trying to grill on your own and you're still trying to do things on the inside.
It is.
So, yeah, that's what happened.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of hilarious.
Gossip and innuendo.
So we drew a winner of last month's Knitalong Crochet Along,
For
and they
socks.
are going to win this yarn, which is Knit
pretty.
Cozy Erudite Divergent Club exclusive twisted sock, 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, 400 yards per skein.
It's really pretty colors.
It is really pretty. And this lovely skein is going to go to Carrie from Connecticut. Knit to Crochet.
Where she knit a Harris tweed sock.
She was poster number 42. So Carrie, get in touch with Sheila, and she's going to mail you that prize.
Next week, if you get in touch with me before that.
Send her a PM on Ravelry.
Yes, please.
We're going to do a book review next week. I totally just lost the name of the book. It went out of my head. It's Mittens. It
I don't have it. So
has to do with the, you know, those Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis is the name of the book, I think.
Huh.
And it's a mitten book. And it's from Cooperative Press. And we're going to review it next week. We're also going to draw next week for the PDF file of Color Wheel Knits. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to do the Monsters Crochet Along, Knit Along. This show is going to go up tonight because I don't want to have to bring my computer with me to Maine. Although I learned, you heard the text go off, I learned by text that the cabin in Maine now has internet.
Oh, good. Good for her.
So I was going to tell people that I was going to go radio silent. I was kind of looking forward to going radio silent.
You still can go radio silent, you know.
I will check into Instagram, but I probably won't be checking my email, or I might not be going on Rav. I'm not going to bring my computer with me. It's too much trouble.
Yeah.
So catch you on the flip side.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Knit with
Bye.
Heart.
Bye.